Hi guys, this is Aleksandra. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna tell you about top 10 differences between the words we always forget. If you're interested, keep watching. Number 1. What's the difference between a verb and a noun? The difference between a verb and a noun is that a verb is a word we use for an action, whereas a noun is the name of a thing. For example, take is a verb, put is a verb, translate is a verb, book is a noun, translation is a noun, meaning is a noun. Number 2. What's the difference between into and in? The difference between into and in is that we use into for a thing that moves from one place to another, and in for a thing that remains in one place. For example, I'm putting my pencil into my pocket. My pencil's in my pocket. Number 3. What's the difference between a possessive adjective and a possessive pronoun? The difference between a possessive adjective and a possessive pronoun is that we put a possessive adjective in front of a noun, whereas we use a possessive pronoun instead of a noun. For example, this is my book. This book is mine. It's mine. Number 4. What's the difference between many and much? The difference between many and much is that we use many with things we can count and much with things we can't count. For example, there are many cars in a large city. Or, do you eat much sugar? I don't eat much sugar. Number 5. What's the difference between few and little? The difference between few and little is that we use few with things we can count and little with things we can't count. For example, there are few books on my table. Or, I drink little milk. Number 6. What's the difference between fewer than and less than? The difference between fewer than and less than is that we use fewer than with things we can count and less than with things we can't count. For example, there are fewer books in this room than pictures. Or, I eat less food than my cousin. Number 7. What's the difference between the fewest and the least? The difference between the fewest and the least is that we use the fewest with things we can count, whereas we use the least with things we can't count. For example, in my family, my cousin is the one who reads the fewest books. Or, in my family, I eat the least bread. Number 8. What's the difference between to look at and to watch? The difference between to look at and to watch is that we use to look at for something that is still, whereas we use to watch for something that is moving. For example, I'm looking at the picture, or I'm looking at the book, and I'm watching you. Number 9. What's the difference between beside and besides? The difference between beside and besides is that beside means next to, whereas besides means apart from. For example, nobody's sitting beside me. Or, I speak English besides Ukrainian and Russian. Number 10. What's the difference between the words quick and quickly? The difference between the words quick and quickly is that the word quick is an adjective, whereas the word quickly is an adverb. For example, I'm a quick person, or I talk quickly. Alright guys, these were top 10 differences between the words we always tend to forget. Now, knowing these differences between these words, I would like to ask you to give me your examples and write them down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're interested in learning English. We can do it together. See you guys later. Bye-bye.